Hello and welcome to today's episode of Her Version. This podcast is dedicated to sharing stories of struggle to triumph, a platform that allows individuals to tell their truth in order to inspire and uplift others. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria. If you are new to this podcast, make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and share. Let's jump right in. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Her Version. I have an amazing guest speaker with us. For those of you that missed it, she has shared her story on our platform before, and actually a few months ago, and she just recently released a new book about overcoming life struggles. I had to have her back when I saw this. Her new book is called Joyful Life Jumpstart. It is a guide for anyone who wants to find and create more joy in their lives, and it gives tips that guide you to living your authentic life. Welcome.
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
Awesome. I forgot how to pronounce your name. Is it Piret?
Yes.
Piret. Okay. I didn't want to totally butcher it there in the beginning. How are you? It's been a while since we've talked.
Yeah, it seems like a little bit less or more. And you know what I found out as well? We have the same birthday.
Do we really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
7th, right?
7th, yeah. No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's exciting. I think, did you message me that? I vaguely remember that. Maybe not.
I saw your birthday on Facebook, and I was like, that's the same birthday than mine.
I'm horrible with the Facebook birthday. Sometimes I get on a roll and I do it, message real good for like a month or so, and then I get off the rails. But I don't in my real life, I don't celebrate birthdays. Like, I didn't even know it was my birthday until midnight the day before, because I got my first happy birthday on Facebook. And I was like, wait, what? Is it really my birthday? I had to look it up. I had no idea it was my birthday. So when I say happy birthday to people, I always just say have an awesome day. I don't actually wish them a happy birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's weird.
I was like traditional, or like because
I was
like a birthday is a big deal.
Yeah, I was born as a Jehovah's Witness, the religion. So Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate birthdays. So I went my whole life and like adult life until I was probably like 25 or so, not celebrating birthdays. I've never celebrated my son's birthday. He's 17. And, after I kind of moved away from the religion, I just never, if you're not raised in that culture, it doesn't mean anything to me. Like, it doesn't matter to me. So, so I just never went back to it. Weird.
Should try.
Yeah.
Try, because that's one of the things that I write in a book as well, is about celebrating.
Yes.
Like, have like a lot of celebrations, celebrate little things, especially celebrate your birthday.
Yes. What'd you do for your birthday?
I actually, I did a few different things. In the morning, I woke up at 4:00 to go volunteer.
You woke up at 4 a.m?
Yep, because I had to drive 1 hour. I drove 1 hour to one place. They were giving out 2,000 backpacks for students.
Yes.
So I did that in the morning, and then in the evening, I went out with friends, and there was a band playing and performances. I celebrated with my friends.
Wow, that's awesome. No kidding. So did you actually, during the backpack thing, did you actually get to hand out backpacks to the students? Or were you just dropping off? You did?
No, we did. Like, we gave out 2,000 backpacks. Well, that company did, but we were volunteering, helping them out. And 2,000 backpacks, 700 pairs of shoes, and 200 bicycles. And
Bicycles.
and everything as well. Yeah.
Wow. That must have been so amazing. I've done a backpack drive once, maybe a couple years ago, and it was so exciting watching the kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's
It
awesome.
makes, also because it like makes so feel so good to like give out like on your especially on your birthday, that kind of celebration, like giving, like I was viewing it like I'm giving to somebody in the morning, and then I received so much back on the evening when people were celebrating me.
Yes. That's awesome. Hey, I had a question for you, kind of personal question. On social media, I know you as Bennett is your last name.
Yes.
But when I was, looking into your book and Amazon and stuff, yeah, it was Jairus or something.
Yes. One is my maiden name and one is my married name.
Got it.
But I'm like right now, because it's such a different name in America, I can just go by first name.
Got it.
That's why for a book cover, I use just the first name because, because it's a unique name and not a lot of people have it. So it's easy to have just the first name.
Yes, yes. Very cool. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh my gosh, am I, seeing this correctly? I like went back to Facebook. I looked you up.
Yeah. And also because I have to like contact Amazon and see how to fix it. The thing is with Amazon, when I type in my name, the algorithm doesn't understand my name as a name. It will try to get it changed to Piret.
Spell check.
Yep.
Yes.
It tries to give like me options. Are you looking for a Piret? I'm just like, no. Then I have to like write them and see if there's any way to call it, add like a name.
Yes, yes, I totally get it 100%. Well, I want to talk about your book. Last time we talked, I had you were talking about a tons of stuff as far as, the goals that you had planned for the next year or so, and programs, books, and whatnot. So as soon as I saw that you were, launching this, we contacted each other, and I'm so glad to have you on here. What's going on? Where'd this idea come from? Why the title? Why this subject? Your life is so vast. You have so many areas that you could have dove into. Why this subject?
Because the way I see it, like I always been easy with the joyfulness. Like for me, it comes easy, celebrating and being joyful and all the things. But I started seeing other people don't. And I was like trying to figure out why other people can see it this way.
Yes.
And one thing as well, I saw like so many clients and people that they just get so hold on to their suffering and the pain. They just hold on to it. They don't want to, they're so comfortable in it. They got used to it, living with that. So they don't let it go.
Exactly.
Because one of the things as well, and it's hard for them to hear that, and why they don't let go, because that gives them attention.
Yes.
Because when they talk about it, they connect with other people talking about it. So it's okay in the beginning when you go through some suffering and pain. But if you don't let it go, you have to find the moment when you do the healing and all the works that you have to get through. And then you have to decide when it's going to be enough, and you let it go. It's in the past. You healed.
Yeah.
Because you have to move on.
Yeah.
But like people just like keep on staying and staying and staying and staying and staying, like for years already. It was something that happened years ago, and they're still talking about the same thing that happened years ago, instead of creating this new life, creating new experiences, and having a new life.
Exactly. I 100% agree with you. Definitely.
So
What area of I know, but for our viewers, what area of coaching are you in predominantly where you're seeing this setback or struggle that individuals are dealing with?
a lot of it's relationships, but not relationship only like with the partner, but also with parents.
Got it.
A lot of have it, or they had it from the parents, and then they moved into having the same kind of relationship with the partner.
Got it. 100%. I
So,
totally agree with that.
mhm.
As far as the book goes, what do you think? It's filled with so much amazing information. What do you feel is the most impactful part of the book?
Two of the things that I see, it's learning to listen to your thoughts and paying attention to your thoughts. Like understanding that some of the thoughts are not even your thoughts. They might be your partner's thoughts, they might be your parents' thoughts, they might be something that you heard from the TV, from news. They're not what your authentic self thinks.
Yeah.
Your authentic self has like automatic thoughts, and also your own positive thoughts. And the way I see my life and what I learned with practicing is making that positive voice as loud as possible. Like
Yeah.
in my head, that positive voice is the loudest one. And when
Yes.
I started practicing, I sometimes even had like those moments when, like, when you tell yourself, "Oh, I told you to do this." And I was just joking. It was like, "Why didn't you tell it louder?" It was like, "I understand you told me to like go there first, but why didn't you tell me louder?"
Yes.
It's like, okay. And then that voice started, the positive voice started becoming louder and louder and louder. And now like that takes over all those other thoughts that come by, can come like negative or fear, or like somebody else's thought or something that I hear from TV and starts bothering me. So I put my positive thoughts about that.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. What's the other one?
The other one is the one that's letting go of the past.
Got it.
Other are tips as well, but because like there's in our mind we have so many people, they do like, oh, if I would have done this differently in the past, then the now would have been different.
Mm-hmm.
And that is there, you don't know that. You don't know if you would have done something in the past differently, then now would have been different, or what kind of different the now would have been.
Yep.
So that's something that we can do, but we're wasting our time doing that, imagining what could have been different if we would have done something different in the past.
Exactly.
You know,
And I love that you're saying that. So going along with that, which I agree with, what would you say that person is better off spending time doing?
focusing on what they want the new life to be, and focusing what it is now, and the change that they want to do now.
Yeah.
Like, have a goals, what you want for future, and then be present in the present moment. I call it almighty present moment because this is where everything happens.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, okay, what can I do now to reach this goal? Or what can I do now to just have a good time?
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Because we always, like, a lot of people, they still function from the past. And that's like a normal thing for the body because that's where they learn. That's where they learned all that programming is in the past. And your everyday function before you learn to do everything from the future, then you function from the past. You have past experiences and you're expecting something similar to happen again. Instead of have the goals for the future and trying to make that future to become true.
Exactly.
So this way
Exactly.
you don't repeat what happened in the past, but you're building something for future. But that might be a little bit scary because you don't have knowledge or experience how to do it.
Exactly. Because a lot of times our parents didn't like to sit in the muck and in the mud, and they never pulled themselves out. So we don't know how to not sit in our, and remember and reminisce and have this low esteem, or no confidence, because we don't know how to pick ourselves out of that, because we didn't have a role model for that.
Mm-hmm. And for our parents, this was harder because the times were harder back then.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, that's the reason why they didn't know how to teach us, because they didn't have as much like resources, things, knowledge. They didn't have internet.
Yep.
Like they didn't have any of that. Their life was hard.
Yeah.
So they were teaching us that life was hard, but now it's not the same truths anymore.
Exactly.
The way I say it, it was all like we have to move to the future, because we don't sit like it's in my book as well. We don't sit in a cave picking things out of each other anymore.
Yeah.
We're not riding on our horses anymore.
Yeah.
We have to see what is now. And now, even though we have problems, and there's a lot of problems that we still have to solve, but our life is much easier than it was for our parents.
Exactly. Yeah, I totally agree. And the time even that it takes to do things is so much quicker now. So, a lot of that extra time can now go towards educating ourselves on things like this, whereas they didn't have that time before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the only way to educate was if you do get to the school, or if you do get to the university. But now you get all those university classes you can get online.
Yeah.
You don't even have to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And you don't have to, like some of them, you don't even have to get into university. You can just pay and you can get them online. Anyway.
Exactly. Before they would have to actually go to school or go to the library if they wanted any extra information on anything, and then do the research on it. So yeah, I agree. Nowadays you can click on a video, that's 20 minutes long while you're driving, and have a spiritual experience, learn yourself a little bit better.
And the healing as well.
Yeah.
You can get all the healings and everything same way.
Exactly. I agree with you. So who's the book written for? Because I feel like everybody.
I feel like everybody as well, but it takes time to get it for everybody. It's only been out for a month.
Okay.
So it is for everybody, and like universally everybody. Finally, I want to get it this way. But it starts with the people who already open and already starting to like search for it.
Yeah.
They already like want to have the change.
Yeah.
So it starts from those people. And when those people will change, they get those other people on board.
Yeah.
100%. And one of my goals with the book as well is, and that's kind of my goal with my coaching and everything, is some of the people need the healing from the pain, and some of the people, they just need to learn not to take their pain off on others.
Yes.
And that's why all those bad things like wars and abuse and all those things happen. They have this pain inside and they take it off on others.
Yeah.
What they need to go to get some healing, get some counseling and all the things, and fix that pain from inside of them, so they don't have to focus and take it off on other people.
Exactly. And that's where a lot of it stems from. It's just that. 100%. Yep.
So if my book helps like less people to take it off on other people, their pain,
yeah,
and get rid of their pain and get them like true to their authentic self and start living positive way, and like just spread a joy for themselves and others. You know what I like always think as well, like with your podcast and everybody's podcast, if you're already helping one person, That already makes such a big change.
Yep.
And that's why, like, everybody can do that.
Yep.
You don't have to help millions of people or thousands of people, whatever. If you're helping one person to feel better, you're already making a change.
Exactly. Yeah, because the ripple effect is forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you can change the mindset of just one person, the ripple effect on their generations forward is vast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I always said that with my son, being a mother like you, the impact that we can have on our children to change the cycle of, how, our past generations have done it, and actually putting a halt on things, can really alter, the future generations to come 100%.
Yeah, and it does.
Yeah. And I even used to say this, and I kind of wonder if you have the same viewpoint, but I always said that the reason that I push goodness into the world so heavy, because people ask, like, why do you run a podcast? Why do you write books? Why are you creating these programs for? Like, what's the big deal? What are you personal development? And for me, it's, if I can push hard enough, then the probability of my son, who I have raised differently, meeting a woman later on in years who also is on a personal growth path, and then having their children, the change, or the alter that we're going to do with society as a whole is so much greater if I can make sure, or at least feel as if I'm trying to change the trajectory of the following generations, so that our children can link up with people who are also healthy mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
And then creating that cycle for their children afterwards. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of it's communication. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It is.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we do that. Same way. So, like, even for us, like you were just that, I was just thinking for generations, like for us, we still have another like 50, 60 years to make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
time.
Yeah. 100%.
And that's what I see. Few, like, about 2 more generations, like how they gonna live.
Yeah.
Hopefully better.
Yeah. Definitely. Are you seeing a difference as far as raising your little one, in your, with your knowledge and the education that you have in this realm? Do you see a difference in the relationship you have with her and her relationships with other? Is it apparent?
I see a little bit, yes. Now she's only 6.
Yeah.
So I see her view of like helping others and everything like this. But I think it's going to be more in the future. I see more like an age of the young people that are age 17 and 25 right now, the ones that I've been talking with and everything like this.
Yeah.
I see how they want a different world.
Yeah.
They want a different world. So I see them making a difference. So I'll see how my daughter will catch up in that age. And that's where they knowingly start understanding how what they do impacts not just people around them, but like bigger picture.
Yeah.
So, but I see a lot of people like that 17 to 25, they have better view of the world than we do.
Yeah.
They like the healthy foods, they like the healthy environment, they like healthy products. So in that way, they are doing it differently than we did.
Yeah. 100%. Where do you think that comes from? Do you think that comes from us as parents?
I think us, and also like if there's like 2 different ways of social media. One is the negative one is the positive one.
Yeah.
And like the more of the, like, we need more young people, more of the positive one, and the young people that follow the positive ones. So podcasts like yours, book like mine, they read it and they would like have a different point of view on life.
100%.
And they know like how to do it better instead of like repeating the mistakes that we had to do, now they can do the right thing from like right away.
Yeah. I was even reading somewhere that even some of these younger rappers that are coming to Bay right now are rapping or singing lyrics that are more like happy and upbeat and about like harmony and not doing drugs and not drinking. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's good. We didn't
Yeah.
before, yeah. I've seen that when you were mentioning, I've seen some of the songs like this as well.
Yeah.
And even like not just rappers, but some other singers and everything as well. They try to project positive words and impact in our life.
Yeah. It's so nice. It's so nice. So where can people purchase your book?
They can get it from Amazon right now.
Okay.
There's some local stores that they're gonna start selling. They can. I also gonna put the link so they can come like directly and approach me directly. I can send them and sell it to them directly.
Perfect.
In Amazon right now, if you type in a search "Joyful Life Jumpstart," then it will come out.
Perfect.
Yes, if you type in my name Piret, then they're gonna give you option. Are you looking for a pirate?
Oh.
So right now it doesn't come out with my name, so I have to figure out like I'm gonna write Amazon and find out how to.
That's great. I had actually a similar experience. So my actual name is Sabrina Victoria Soto. Okay. So all of my social media was Sabrina Soto forever. And then, 15 years ago or whatever, whenever I started, starting social media, my YouTube and all that, the early beginnings, there's another Sabrina Soto who is a fashion designer for Target. Oh. So you push in Sabrina Soto, it doesn't matter how much SEO I was doing, how many times I tagged myself, I was always on page 25 of Google. So probably about 12 or so years ago, 10 years ago, I switched all my social media to Sabrina Victoria, which is my middle name. And now, it searches a lot higher. So you kind of have to like finagle it and figure it out. Sometimes change your name. Yeah, figure out how to make it work. But it works perfectly now. If you put my name in now, it's all me instead of just some random person. So I totally get it. So it's on Amazon. You're going to give us the links. Do you use this book for coaching?
I do. It's part of my coaching. I like have it for my clients. I have it like the book comes with the coaching. And like same way, like it's always about like the past just to learn from, and the future is where we focus and we live in the present moment.
Exactly.
We don't live in the past, we don't live in the future, we live in now, but we're making our plans for the future. Yeah. And the past we learn from. We don't stay dwelling in the past like, oh, this happened and years and years, like just like, oh, this happened and this happened, and like, okay, it happened years ago. It's not relevant anymore. It's relevant only as long as you keep it like,
yeah,
I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Like you have to cut it out some moment. It's okay to talk about it until like you need some healing. Depends on the past, but you need some healing. You have to learn from it, but then you have to let go.
Yeah.
And don't make those scenarios. And like, if I would have done this differently in the past, then this would have been now differently. Maybe it would have been even worse. Maybe it would have been better, whatever. But like, you don't know that, and you're not going to find that out. So just let it go and build the life that you want to have now and in the future.
Why do you think people do that? Why do people cling on so tightly to the negative things that have happened in their life?
It's actually, it's like, it goes down to cell biology. So it's like that's genetically, which is our body is used to function on things it knows. It learns a habit. Okay, we'll wake up and brush our teeth. So it just does it automatically, does it until you might teach it something else. So it's learned to behave on the past experiences because that's what you know. In the future, you don't know yet what is going on. So you kind of have to be trust for, like, you have to trust it, and you have to get over that fear of what happens if I do something differently.
100%. Yeah.
And that's why we keep on doing like same thing, same thing. Because it's comfortable and our body is used to it that.
Yeah.
So it's normal. It's an old way of living, like just like saying like driving a car, all those like habits and automatic things that we are doing.
Yeah.
The past, it's because we know how to do it. We already learned how to do it. Now, if we want to change, then we have to learn to do something different.
Yeah.
Like me and you would do the sober, being sober,
Yeah.
and that's you used to having a drink. Now you have to used to have a new habit and get used to not having a drink.
Yeah. Good point. I love that.
Habit, and it takes time to build a new habit. That's why we build habits, and which is like that why we do it the past, because we live by the habits. This is what
Exactly.
we're doing, and this is what we're doing until we learn a new habit.
Exactly. Yeah. I love that. And I love the analogy with sobriety because that is true. Yeah. You know, you're so used to ordering a certain thing or having a certain food with that certain drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then learning, we were just actually just talking about that. Like certain fishes go with certain wines or, you know, certain, even just with Coca-Cola. Like I stopped drinking caffeine when I got pregnant. And, but I still, when I have pizza, I crave a Coke, you
Oh,
know?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's just certain things that go with, and yeah, it's you have to relearn. And yeah, I totally agree with you. So it's the same with our actions, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or our mental state with sobriety.
It is our programming, and our programming comes like when we're born. We already start being programmed by like our parents, our culture, our politics, our media, now social media. It all programs us all through the like all every day we get programmed with something.
Yeah,
But our main program is our country's culture. That's where we learn what we eat, what we drink, how we look like, everything else. That's in that book as well. The programming is in the book. It's like our culture, our country culture is the base of what we do in our daily life. If
absolutely.
you would be born in a different country, you would be doing different things. You would be thinking differently. You would have different religion. You would have different foods that you like. Everything would be different if you would be born in a different country.
Yeah. So saying that, you were born in a different country.
Yes, in Estonia.
Yeah. So what are the, tell me a couple of the differences. What are some of the differences even with that?
Oh, just go back to even simply celebrating birthday. It's like I noticed, like, and it's Americans, not just your religion, but like Americans, the birthday is not as big deal. It's like in Estonia, birthday is a big deal. It's kind of like it's bigger than Christmas, bigger than New Year's. It's like it's your birthday is like the biggest part, like celebration of the year.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What if like you and your best friend have the same birthday? Do you combine birthdays?
Sometimes you can combine it. Sometimes you have to make two parties. And then sometimes you have to make even more than two parties because if some of your aunts or uncles couldn't come and celebrate the day you were celebrating, then you have to find a different day to celebrate with them. Then you find a different day to celebrate with your friends. Then you have a different day to celebrate with your parents.
What? Oh my gosh.
Two different days because like so make sure that everybody wanted to, and like somebody who couldn't give you a gift or something, they might bring you a gift like weeks later.
Wow. That is a big deal.
Mm-hmm. So
No.
for me, when I came to America and I was like at work, and somebody said just randomly said it's my birthday, and I was like, why are you working? Like, it didn't make sense to me. Why are they working on their birthday?
Yeah.
In my country, you would try, if you even you like, if possible, yes. Sometimes you do have to work on your birthday, or you have to work the day after your
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah.
But if possible, you take your birthday off and you take the day off as well.
Really?
Well, if you can.
And that's like kosher. That's cool. Like you can say it's my birthday and your boss is down with that.
My birthday, yeah, if
Wow.
possible.
Yeah, because the places, every place that I know of or work at, if it's your birthday, you just bring brownies to work. Like you don't ask for your birthday off.
No.
You just bring like a cake or some cookies, or other people bring it. I don't really do it, so I don't know how it works. But like you go to work on your birthday. Wow.
It's different. We celebrate birthdays, big deal. And like go back to like this is one thing, like celebration and things. But even just like foods.
Okay.
You know, like American food, we were talking about last time we talked about pizza.
Yeah.
Like pizza is like in America, pizza is a normal thing to like everybody likes pizza. But some other countries their pizza is not a big deal. You know, it's like they don't eat pizza. Pizza is something like, okay, maybe sometimes, occasionally they have it, but it's not like traditional food, or a burger is not a traditional food.
Wow. So what would be a traditional food in Estonia?
Uh, would be like potatoes, fish, meat, something like this.
Wow. So that's more prevalent.
Yeah, it's more like a meal that you have to like make, kind of like it's not as much. I didn't grow up with almost when I was growing. Now there's more fast food, but when I was growing up, there was like fast food was not even like around.
Wow. That's so interesting. Is
Mm-hmm.
the culture different as far as just everyday life?
Yeah, everything is different. Even school systems, like all the other countries as well. Like if you look at the like India and China, China is completely different.
Wow.
China is really, really different from all the countries.
Wow.
China is one of the oldest countries to begin with, and their culture is just like for even for me to understand is like every different country is hard to understand until you like live in there. But that's why like people have to understand that a lot of their life is based on that cultural programming. That
Exactly.
might not be their authentic self.
Yep.
They're just doing it because everybody else around them is doing it. Because
Yep.
they should be doing it and their parents did it and everything like this. But now they can take a change.
Yep. That's interesting. And that's interesting because I come from that same realm, because usually when Jehovah's Witnesses like myself stop being Jehovah's Witnesses, they fall right into the holidays and the birthdays and all of that. And with the work that I've done, I really sat down and I thought to myself, is the holidays authentic to me? Or do I feel pressured to do it because everyone else is doing it and now I don't have a reason to fall back on? And I just came to realize that authentically, really honestly, I don't want to. Like, I literally don't want to celebrate them. And that's hard for people to do sometimes. It's hard for people to say, I just don't want to. And there's no reason. There's no reason why. It just doesn't feel good to me. I don't like the way it feels. It's not anything that interests me. And that's where people really have to get to, is a point like that where it doesn't matter what other people are doing or what other people are saying. What feels good to you. So who grew up where you grew up, you have to sit down and say, hey, now I'm in a culture where birthdays aren't such a big deal, but where I'm from, they were a big deal. So I want a full day of extravaganzas. But
it's completely fine for you not to do it because it's not for you. And that's why that's where it goes to authentic self,
Yes.
because you're not doing it because everybody else is doing it. You're doing it because that's what feels good to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where
Exactly.
authentic self is, when it feels good for you, but you also have to consider that it doesn't hurt anybody else. Well, of course,
Exactly.
it's different, but I mean, like, if let's give some example of some other things where people are like, think like, well, but I want to make money, so I'm gonna steal. That's different. Like, they might
Yeah.
feel, like that. In that case, that is not authentic, positive, authentic self.
Yeah.
It might be still authentic. That's what makes them feel good.
Yeah.
But it's not positive. It's not positive towards other people.
I love that you're
So
saying that.
you have to like choose what's positive for you and what's positive for other people as well.
Yeah.
Because you feeling good doesn't give you a like right to make other people to feel bad.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. So I want to ask you, in your opinion, the word joyful is in your book. Um, what is the difference to you, or do you believe that there's a difference between joyful, and happiness, in your opinion?
Yeah. In my opinion, there's no difference. The way I see it, there's no difference. It's just a label that we make to like to our feeling. And in different languages, it's different name as well. Like in some languages, there's not even like anything similar to it. It's something completely different what they say joyful. Or they say um, happiness. Like I was reading a book from Dalai Lama, and the way they understand suffering is completely different than the way Americans feel like see suffering.
Wow.
Yeah. For them, suffering, it doesn't mean that okay, now everything is hard and life is hard and something going wrong. For them, suffering is just let me think like how he was explaining it, that that there's like a situation that is not as easy, kind of like saying it's not like painful experience, but it's just like things don't come as easy as you think they should. I don't know
Wow.
if yeah, explain, but like the meaning of suffering was different in Buddhist religion than it is in the way Americans understand it.
Hmm. So interesting. Yeah, I literally have never heard of that or thought of that before. So that's interesting. What is your definition of joyfulness or
Well,
happiness?
the way I say it, it's a feeling. So let's do this one right now. Like if you smile for a second, okay, and that's what you felt right there, right now.
Uh-huh.
That's joy and happiness.
Okay.
That thing that you felt. So the more of that feeling that you can make yourself to have each day, each moment of just that feeling, that's what makes you feel better every day.
Yeah. Well, how do you tell people to do that? What's the
But
first
you
step
tell
is
people to smile.
smile.
But then otherwise as well, like how do you create like moments that you like, that doing the things that you like to do, more of the things that you like to do, create hobbies, find like joyful things to do for yourself, for your family, with the people around you. Just find more joyful things to do, things that have you make this feeling of feeling good in this moment.
Absolutely.
The
Absolutely.
more of those things you include in your daily life with the people around you, the more joyful the life is.
Yeah.
You just have to go to your authentic self again and find out what is that makes you feel that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I got that. What do
Mhm.
you say to people that don't exercise any personal growth? There's so many.
There are so many.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get them to listen first. That's why I'm like thinking they're probably not listening. They're both.
Well, first of all, why do you think personal growth is so important?
Uh, because that's the way you can change. That's the way you change. That's the way you change yourself. That's the way you change the world. And you change it by starting to listen to your thoughts and choosing the one that create the change, create the positive change.
Yeah.
And like connecting to we always go to authentic self is the one that creates positive feelings and thoughts for yourself. So that's where you want to get to. Because without that, you have those automatic thoughts that might be created from somebody else, from your parents, from your partner, from your ex-partners, from media, from social media, from some random person that hurt. And those are just automatic thoughts that you just get stuck in your head and they roll and roll and roll and don't make you feel good.
Yeah.
So you have to get control. First, with the personal development, you get in control of those thoughts, and now you're in control, and you can choose how your day is going.
Yeah.
Because I have sometimes you have that person who doesn't have personal growth. Let's say that person comes around and she's being nasty to you at a store or something.
Yeah.
And that moment you have a choice. Either you let them affect you and your day is ruined as well, or you will not you don't react to it. You let it go and you understand that, okay, I'm going to choose to have a good day still, and I'm going to do something positive. But that person is going to go home and it has nothing to do with me, but that person is still going to be angry at home.
Yep.
And it's going to be angry maybe next day, angry the next day. And that's why personal growth, personal development, for them not to feel that way, they have to do the work.
Exactly.
And find the work to do. And because, and that's then next time, maybe they're not going to be nasty to somebody in the store, because you always have to remember that when somebody is not good to you, it's never about you.
Yeah.
It's always them.
Yes.
Something's going on in their life, why they're taking it off on you, and it has nothing to do with you. We take it personally, but that first moment we take it personally.
Yeah.
But they understand it's not about me.
Yeah.
It's them. They have to figure it out for themselves. They have to go to do the work, and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna have a good day. They're gonna go home and they're still gonna have being angry.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. 100%. So as far as people that don't exercise personal growth, how do you, in this arena of where we're at, we wish we could just go around with a magic wand and just fix people. But, what do you say to people who say they want help, but just don't want to do the work for it?
Like I'm saying, like they're holding on to it.
Yeah.
I even have people who they even don't say they want help. They just say just the way it is, and I'm fine with that.
Yes.
And then they're fine with having all this pain and everything, and they don't want to change. Like I'm saying, it's their comfort zone.
Yeah.
So how do I and it takes work. It's like you were just asking, what do I say for them? I can't tell them one thing. It takes you need work.
Yeah.
I'll say you need work, you need healing. You have to start figuring it out where it comes from, and thinking of how do you change it? Because a lot of them, they don't want to change. Like I said, it's it gives them a connection and gives them validation from other people, and they're comfortable keep on talking and talking about it because they get the attention when they talk about it.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
You are right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because that way, if things are not going right, people keep on coming back. How are you doing? Is everything okay? And all this, flattering and all that. And we had to start doing it like more, and I bring it out in the book as well. Get together with people and talk about good things.
Yeah.
What is good in your life?
Yeah.
Like being completely acceptable for somebody coming over. And sometimes it might feel like, okay, well, everything's going so good in their life. I wish it would be going so good in my life too. But I had to be stronger and over that, and being feeling good for them and
Yeah.
wishing the same for yourself.
Yep.
That sometimes is hard because you see somebody else like doing so good, and it's like, oh, but I have to deal with this and that and some other problems. But so you have to find a way to overcome that feeling
Yep.
and feel good for them, and wish that, like, okay, I can make better too. I can make my life better too. Like they
Exactly.
did it. So let's see what they did. Like that's why I like your podcast. Other women can learn
Yeah.
from how the other woman fixed their life, and now like, I can do the same thing. And I
Exactly.
can fix this problem that I'm having. And not
Exactly.
to feel bad for yourself or for that other person, but feel good.
Yeah.
Feel good that they're good, doing good, and then trying to like, well, I can find a way to.
Yeah.
Believe you can find a way to.
Yeah. And the one thing about the podcast too, speaking of it, is just the overwhelming amount of stories that are being collected. Because a lot of times it's like she did it. If you hear one story, it's like she did it, but she has this advantage. I don't. But the cool thing about collecting all of these stories is it gets to a point where there's such a vast amount of backgrounds that it gets to the point where you can't even argue it. You
Mhm.
can do it. You can make the change if you really want to. Yeah.
That's why it's good for the podcast, because yeah, your podcast, you have so many different women,
Hmm.
like a group therapy,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Because like when you're by yourself, you think, oh, it's only me. Like you said, it's only me going through this problem.
Yep.
Now you see, oh, like all those other people, they had the same problem.
Yeah.
You see, like, okay, well, she fixed it this way. It's not going to work for me, but she fixed it
Exactly.
this way. So a little bit of each person, you'll find a way to fix your situation.
Exactly. Hey, I want to ask you, what's the culture like in Estonia as far as personal growth? Is it right along with where we are here in the US, or is it more or less?
I think it's more. I see it's
Wow.
more ahead. Yeah, they're more ahead, and they're more open to it as well. They're more open to
Wow.
healing options and everything like this. Like they're not, they want it more. They're more open. Not like, especially younger generations as well. Again,
Wow.
because like there's different modalities and more options. Um, like there's this thing that I do, access bars, which is like pressure, not kind of pressure, but energy points in your head, and you
Wow.
hold them, and it gives you relaxation, it gives you healing and all the other things, just to like moves the energy in the right places.
Yeah.
Really popular in Estonian, well, much more popular in here. It's developed in America, but it's not American, so it's still kind of like they scared of it or something.
Yeah, they are.
And even Reiki healing, like it's so open and like everybody can take it, but still not so many people doing it.
Yeah, not
Mhm.
here. People link it with like spirituality and demons and the devil.
Oh,
Yeah, that's for real. That's Christianity.
mhm. Yeah, that's the one thing as well in this country as well. That, and plus the other thing is this country is so much about money.
Yeah. Yeah.
They think like the success is, and the healing is considered like how much money you're making, which
Yeah.
is like you come to the place where it's not true, because so many obese people finally, when they're making that money, that still they still don't have the happiness or any of those positive feelings. They're
Yep.
making the money, but they have not done the other healing.
Yep.
So you kind of like I'm for the money. Like I think money is a positive thing if you
Yes.
use it in a positive way.
Yeah. It's good energy.
Yeah, if you have good energy around it and you use it for good things for yourself, for others, then it's a good thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people in American culture, they don't view it even as a something to do with
Mm-hmm.
money as a something. They just need like they in their mind they just like, oh, I need more money without even thinking what they need that money for. They're just like, oh, I need to make more money. But like, so why do you need more money? And they're like, I don't know. That's something culturally like that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what
Yeah.
everybody else is doing. That's
Yeah.
again the programming of like what everybody else is doing. Everybody else is trying to get more money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you really need more money? You are like if you have enough right now just for like the living the lifestyle that you want to live or something like this, and you're comfortable, you have enough time, then you might not need more. But if
Yep.
you feel that you want to do something more, like then you need more, you know. But it's like
Exactly.
you have to know why you want it for.
Yep. Yep. 100%. What sort of changes? Go ahead.
Oh, we'll go back for that one as well because a lot of things they think about again, like they think of money of like having that paper money or like the money in account,
Yeah.
the things, and they want to have that number, and they don't pay attention when they already getting the things that they want from somewhere else for free or for the trade or something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
so you think about like, oh, I don't have this much of money on my bank account, but they don't already see like, oh, they already had the house, they have a car, they have relationship, they have all those other things. Like, well, you're already getting the same things that you want
Mm-hmm.
or from some other sources, so you don't really need that number.
Yep.
But they don't see that number, so they don't see those other things in their life.
Exactly. Exactly. 100%. I was going to ask you, what sort of changes are you looking to make? Why are you doing what you're doing as far as your universe? What are you trying to do?
Yeah. And that goes back to like what I was saying. Like I want seriously what I seriously want, and I'm gonna make the words a little bit better. I want less people to take their BS off on others.
Okay. Yeah.
That's my goal. When less people will start taking their BS off on others, we're gonna have less pain, less abuse, less wars, less of any of that. Because
Yeah.
all it is those people taking off their BS on other people.
Yep.
You know, and that's
Yep.
my goal. Like one by one, or with the big amounts of people, groups of people, and with my book and with my coaching, with just talking with people, just tell them, and it's not allowed. You know, you're not allowed to take your pain off another person.
Yeah.
And if you are doing it, then you have to get some healing, and you have to find a way not to do it.
Exactly. Exactly. Do you have the book there with you? I see it in the back, but do you have another? Can you show us before we? Yes, it's so pretty. I love the cover.
The cover is actually, let me get it centered.
The cover. Yeah. Who designed the cover?
The cover is actually like a real, it's a part of one of the paintings from one of my friends. And
It's
I took
so
a photo
pretty.
of her painting, which is, her name is Carolina Carzone.
Yeah.
And the painting was Auroral Journey.
Wow. Oh, that matches perfectly.
And it's a big picture. And I have her email in website, not the email. I have her email website in my book as well. So actually, if you open it up, it's the corner.
Yeah.
But it's just the corner of the picture. The picture by itself is, I don't even know how big it is. It's like a big wall picture.
Yeah.
So that part just spoke to me, and I was just adjusting it for the cover.
Yeah. It's so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love the color combination too. It really makes me feel like it's coming together. you have good contrast there with colors. I love it.
Because the way she names her art as well is Journey Through the Color. So now you're mentioning the color.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's her website name as well. Let me see. Oh no, it's with her name, but she has another website which is Journey Through the Color.
Very cool. Well, that's awesome. I love that you gave tribute to her. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Well, listen, so we can get your book on Amazon. You said you're going to link it below. This was amazing. I love what you're doing. I love what you stand for. And, you're making moves. You're making moves and you're doing all the things. And this is what we all need. So I'm proud of you.
Also, well, I don't know if you're already planning to do that, but talk about your event on Saturday. I'm planning to watch that as well.
Yeah. I have my first ever roundtable event this Saturday, 9:00 a.m. It's 9 to 11. And I believe there's about 13 girls attending. And we're going to sit around and we're going to talk about the ins and outs of divorce, healing from divorce, finding joy after divorce, kids, finances, all the stuff. And just kind of feed each other, and then also allow people to hear the discussion so that they can, learn from it.
So it starts at 9:00 in same channel.
Yeah. Yep. Same channel. And it's 9:00 Eastern. 9:00 Eastern.
I already have it in my notebook, so I'm planning to.
Thank you. I'm honestly a little tad bit nervous because I've never been on a platform before with any more than 3 people. The most I've done is 3. So including me.
That moment of like doing something like I talk about is all that moment of doing something new because you don't have experience of it. So that's why it goes back to like you have that little bit of fear and after you do it, it's already like you've done it. So your body has the experience and memory of it.
Yeah.
So it's easy. It can go back to like that knowledge. But if it's something new, then you have not experienced it. And I also say as well, like try to not say label it as a fear, label it as excitement.
Okay, yeah.
It feels the same.
Yeah.
Feeling is the same, but it just depends how you label it.
Yeah. It's actually not, I was explaining this to my fiance. It's actually not like I'm scared of the event. What I'm actually nervous about, because I'm good at talking to myself and figuring things out, is I'm actually nervous that I'm not going to be, there's so many females that I'm not going to be showing attention to all the females equally. And that a couple of them might be irritated with me by the end of it. And it's not that I'm going to do it purposely. It's just that I'm juggling the comments. I'm juggling my questions. I'm juggling the faces. So it's more of like, I don't want anyone at the end of it to be frustrated that they didn't get their voice heard or their face seen as much as they would have liked. So it's kind of like,
since you're already aware of it,
yeah,
you have like in your thoughts, you're already planning it out how to do it. So that's already gives you opportunity. Like you probably already gonna do good because you're aware of it.
Good point.
And you're already planning it how you're gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
A lot of podcast people, they're not good with that. You already have a plan how to do it.
Yeah.
But if they're not good to it, that's why they have hosts.
Yes.
And they have somebody else on the side for them.
Yeah.
You're asking the questions from one person to another.
Yeah.
But you're already aware that that's something that you need to be doing. So you're gonna do that by yourself.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
So we'll see.
I'm excited to see.
We'll see. All right. Well, this has been absolutely awesome. Thanks so much for joining me here again on Her Version. It's always a pleasure to have you and all the awesome things that you're doing in your world. Do you have any closing thoughts before I wrap up here?
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about that because I'm going to read it from the book as well, like the main things. It says, about the joyful life, it's that joyful life is your everyday lifestyle created with your thoughts, words, behavior, and actions. What you think, say, and do creates joyful life for you and for people around you.
I love that. I was recording you. That's great. Absolutely
that's
great.
how it is, and that's why I want to put my closing words, because like everyday things, all the things, what you think, what you say, what you do, that's how you create your life. And if you want that life to be positive, then you try to make those words, thoughts, and behavior positive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it was a pleasure. Thanks so much for joining us and taking some time out of your busy schedule to tell us all the awesome things you're doing in order to create, us an opportunity to learn from you and your experiences and what you're sharing. So I appreciate you.
Yep. Thank you. Thank
All
you
right.
for me.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Her Version. If you have an amazing story to share of struggle to triumph, be sure to reach out to me here or at herversion.life. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria, and I am so grateful to be here with Piret, sharing a platform that allows people to share their truth and inspire others. Have an amazing day. Much love.